The blog post for Season 3 was just released, so today we're going to be going over, really talking through everything, of course, taking our first in-depth look at Rebirth Island. Now, the first thing that we notice here, welcome back to Rebirth Island. The weather is clear, the visibility across the island is excellent, and by the way, we do have pictures here that we'll be showing, and the action is about to heat up. It's the same Rebirth Island that we remember, but you'll see in the photos that it is much more modernized. Now, two things right here that we really need to highlight. Number one, new modes and gameplay features. Biggest thing, we don't know what the biometric scanners, smart displays, weapon trade stations are yet, but a new Resurgence Champions quest in Rebirth Island. So I don't know if this is going to be Rebirth Island BR Champions quest. Is it going to be Rebirth Island Resurgence Champions quest? I think it's going to be Resurgence, which would be awesome. I think that would be our first Resurgence new contract that we have the ability to grind for. Variable time of day conditions that change the atmospheric mood, but not the visibility of the action, i.e. there's not going to be fog, but we are going to have some changing elements to Rebirth, which is just going to keep it a little bit more fresh. I think this is something we've all been wanting for a while. Infill strikes where the water tower, lighthouse, and even the prison roof is destroyed as your infill begins. They did talk about this and basically said it's not going to be every match. It's going to be every once in a while, and once again, just a little bit of a different feel, switches it up a little bit. You know, it makes it a little bit more fun in my opinion, so that's going to be really fun to have. Optimized combat for Rebirth Island arrives in Season 3. Now, we also see this right here. Call of Duty Warzone ranked play, Resurgence on Rebirth. Ranked play continues with a new map to master. Use the same Resurgence rules that we've been playing. You know, claim the stack of impressive rewards for your grind and drop into Rebirth Island throughout the season. Gonna be exciting. You know, I'm a little bit skeptical of how it's gonna play because it's so close quarters, but hey, we're gonna give it a shot, and I don't know, we'll see. I think it could be fun. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but overall, ranked is gonna be on Rebirth, which a lot of us anticipated. Now, in terms of Rebirth Island, like I said, we're going to go through all of the different POIs here. You know, I think it's 11 POIs, and you're going to see it's just slightly updated here. You know, in terms of bioweapons, a lot of you remember this. One of the best drop spots, very outdated down below, but they modernized this third floor right here, made it a little bit more up to date. We have industry right here. Color scheme looks incredible, and then when we go inside, we of course have that very modernized feel. Those shiny floors feels very up to date. We're going to go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Of course, we still have helipad in the tower building. This is one thing that can be destroyed with those infill strikes. I'm sure that we'll have snipers sitting up there once again, if we all remember that. Chemical engineering, again, just a little bit more modernized. Everything feels very new, feels very fresh. It doesn't feel as outdated as it did before. Obviously, have the bottom of chemical engineering right here. We have docks with the underwater system. We saw this in the trailer, so there is going to be some underwater system, which shouldn't shock you. Water is such a big dynamic of Warzone 2 and now into Warzone 3. You know they had to have water, and I would guess that this water right here is probably swimmable, and you are going to be able to finesse that, unlike Warzone 1, where if you hit the water, you ended up dying. We, of course, have the ship out here. Looks like not many changes to that. That was a late addition in Warzone 1. Control center, you know, pretty much looks the exact same if you ask me. I don't think they made any changes there. Still a little bit rustic inside. One of the best drop spots for sure. Going to be a hot drop. We have prison right here. Keep in mind that inside a prison, you can have the roof collapse in. Again, looks very similar. Doesn't look like too much has changed here with prison. This is the first time I'm seeing all of these as well. I've not scrolled through this at all. And then we have kind of this prison courtyard area. This prison courtyard area was another thing that was added later on in Rebirth Island through the kind of the evolution of the map. So I do really like this. Instead of having that open kind of courtyard area, a lot of you guys remember, this at least gives us some finesse ability that we can use to get to the rooftop and kind of outplay people that are sitting on top prison. We of course have harbor here, looks the exact same. Inside maybe a little bit different, but not too much. That might be an underwater system or something right here in the bottom right. We have headquarters here. One, again, this prison headquarters grandma's house right here is one of the best drop spots. That's going to be a ton of fun. By the way, we will have all this on GG's.ai as well for those of you guys looking to get better and log your games. We're going to have Rebirth stuff pretty quick where you can log your drop spot and stuff like that to see where you play best and where you're able to get the most amount of kills. Of course, still have headquarters, this tower right here. Probably going to be some snipers up there, but ultimately will be destroyed. We have factory. Factory looks pretty much the same, although the exterior here looks a lot better, looks a lot more updated. And inside, let's see if they show us inside. We still have that boat out there, which was an addition. We have living quarters right here. It's just bringing back all the feels. I am really excited for this. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, guys. We have Stronghold here. Stronghold, a little bit quieter of a drop. Okay, so Rebirth Island TAC Atlas now live, so we'll check that out here in a little bit. But we go to the boot camp launch, Rebirth Resurgence. Rebirth Island is the perfect place for faster pace, more aggressive. Biggest thing we notice right here, player count. So dropping those 20 kill games that I always try to get you guys to drop is going to be a little bit tougher. I think anybody can do it. It's just going to require a little bit more pacing. Games are much quicker in that kind of 13 to 14 minute mark, whereas Fortune's Keep is 14 to 15 and Vondel is going to be 17 plus. So, you know, quicker game, less people. It's going to be a very, very fast-paced, very fast-paced game. And I am going to be going over a few things that you should keep in mind here in a few days. Mid-season, we have Rebirth Resurgence loaded. Ditch the ground loot in matches of Resurgence and bring in your preferred loadout and custom equipment, meaning all players come fully locked and loaded right from the start of the match, enabling you to concentrate on the win without the need for ground cash collecting. Or if you are subscribed, we go in and we concentrate on dropping high kill games because we don't have to worry about loadout. We don't have to worry about that first circle fighting to get loadout. So that's going to be a ton of fun. If you're taken out during the match, you redeploy using the same Resurgence rules, but with the possibility of changing to another one of your custom loadouts. If you're out of ammo or equipment, the higher ratio of legendary and reusable loot boxes means you're never far from a fully kitted out operator, though you're here to bring the firepower. That's going to be a ton of fun. This is what I think we need. Rebirth Island Lockdown. Again, if you are subscribed, guys, Lockdown is one of the best game modes to improve. It's basically the perfect Warzone multiplayer balance. So this is going to be really good for helping you to get better, start to learn the map, start to put yourself in those real gunfights. So I actually am pretty excited about this when it comes to, you know, helping you guys improve at Warzone. But I think the biggest thing here with Rebirth Resurgence loaded, of course, Rebirth Island, we have ranked and we have different things throughout with the info strikes. Just something fresh. Not every game is going to feel the exact same, especially for the course of the whole season, which is like 60 something days. New public event, Rebirth Infill Strikes, which I just talked about. Rebirth Island has numerous landmarks you utilize in almost every game, but what if one of those locations was leveled by an airstrike just prior to infill? So that's important. It's not going to happen during the game. It's going to happen before we actually fly in. Keep your wits about you and learn new tactical movement across the rubble-filled scenery should an infill strike occur during a match. On certain drops, prepare to adjust your drop point and dynamic movement around a particular point of interest. Okay, so we actually see these. Lighthouse disintegration. The lighthouse tower at headquarters topples into the forecourt and the corner of prison below. Okay, so it's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's actually awesome. It's going to be kind of like leaning onto prison a little bit and kind of provide some cover there. But, oh, we see it right here. That's super cool. Gonna provide, and there's also windows, if you remember on Rebirth, there's like windows right here that you can jump in. The front door's right around this side right here. And then, of course, we have windows on the back end. So that's going to be a really cool one. Prison roof collapse and aerial bombardment creates, yeah, I said that correctly the first time, creates a large plume of smoke and a massive fracture across the prison roof with numerous small fires and rubble piles. So once again, we just see this huge hole in the middle, which this was part of original Rebirth right here. Wasn't this big, but there was a big hole in the middle of prison on the original Rebirth Island. Once again, I think that gives us more outplay potential, and I'm glad that it's not a full-time feature, but it does, I think, give us a lot of finesse ability there, which is my number one concern with Rebirth Island, with how sweaty and stacky Resurgence game mode is. Water tower wreckage. Missiles strike the tower's central platform and it crashes down into the plateau close to the helipad. So this is an interesting one. Rotations here, not that it was a huge deal because you weren't rotating that far, but this does give us a little bit more cover when rotating, especially this could get interesting endgame. This one right here and this lighthouse one could get really interesting if end circles finish there because it gives us a little bit more cover out in the open here. New public event, Climb and Punishment. I think that's for BR. Let's go ahead and jump into new and returning features. Okay, Call of Duty Warzone, new and returning features. New equipment, field upgrade, Squad Rage. Step 1, Trio Squad Green has Battle Rage. Step 2, Squad Rage deployed area of effect opens up. Locate an enhanced version of the Battle Rage field upgrade by looting or purchasing at a buy station. I doubt we'll be purchasing this thing at a buy station. And then Huff the Mask to your tactical advantage. Once active, Squad Rage vaporizes any gas within the radius of effects surrounding the user grants battle range to both you and any teammate standing within that radius. Okay, so it's basically just a battle range with a radius. New equipment, field upgrade. We have a utility box mid-season, so not on launch. Running low on both art. We've seen these before. We saw these at the end of Warzone on Rebirth and stuff. This basically gives you everything. Gives you plates, gives you ammo, gives you lethals and tacticals. Basically gives you everything that you need. Armor and munitions box into one, refilling the ammo of your weapons, your tacticals and lethals, and your armor plates to maximum capacity. So that's actually a really good thing. New equipment, Foresight. We've seen this before. This is nothing new. This basically tells you where every single circle is going to be, puts you in a really good spot to win. To be forewarned, it is to be forearmed. And for those wanting a less bombastic kill streak, Foresight can offer incredible insight regarding the future of your match. So you're basically going to see exactly where each circle goes, especially towards the end game here, where you're going to be able to see like exactly how the circle pulls and when it eventually closes. Returning equipment. We knew this was coming. We have Specialist. Specialist is one of the best things available on Rebirth Island. They are really pushing Resurgence right here, which I personally enjoy. I think it's what a lot of the player base enjoys because it is that Warzone multiplayer dynamic. Don't have to worry about sitting around waiting to be bought back or anything like that. It's fast-paced action, shorter games, which we all love. But Specialist right here basically gives you every single perk in the book. Perk slots 1 and 2, we have all of the perks. Perk slot 3, we have all of the perks. That means you're going to have Mountaineer, you're going to have Irradiated, you're going to have Sleight of Hand, you're going to have Strong Arm, you're going to have Double Time, EOD. Perk slot 3, Cold-Blooded. I mean, everybody's going to have Cold-Blooded, but Tracker, Tempered. I mean, you're going to have Quick Fix and Tempered. You're going to have in the perk 4 slot, Bird's Eye, Combat Scout, Flex, Ghost, High Alert, Resolute, and Shrouded. So basically, you're going to have Bird's Eye. You're going to have Combat Scout to live ping people. You're going to have the Flex perk to hear people. You're going to have Ghost, so you're not going to pop up on radar. You're going to have High Alert, although everybody's going to have Cold-Blooded, so that's not going to matter unless they lose Specialist. It doesn't say how to actually get it, though. The most prized perk possession in all of Call of Duty Warzone returns. This hexagon may be incredibly difficult to discover. Okay, so this isn't like the totally, if you guys remember, the totally normal Resurgence where everybody gets Specialist. This is a Specialist in-game that you can grab that basically gives you every single perk. So I take back what I said. Not everybody's going to have these perks right here. 29. Okay, so in addition to the default perks available to all operators, tac pads, commando gloves, quick grip gloves, climbing boots, and overkill, which we already knew, Specialist grants you the advantages of the following 29 additional perks. That's crazy. Updated movement, aquatic gameplay comes to Rebirth Island, just like I told you guys previously. Last time operators descended on Rebirth Island, the ocean was very much out of bounds. Not so in Season 3, as a variety of watercraft and the ability to swim are available to any player wanting to get their feet wet. There are now new ways to traverse land and sea, including waterlogged tunnels and even a flooded bunker to explore. Again, something a little bit fun. Now, 3 new features that they talked about here, one of which biometric scanners dotted around Rebirth Island's upgraded communications facilities in a series of 10 biometric scanners. Terminals that include once per match where these scanners are active, you can approach a biometric scanner and quickly check your statistics. Why? The scanner produces a key card based on your identity along with an XP reward. Inspect the key card and you'll see it contains your operator name, clan tag, and access level. These take up a slot in your backpack, can be dropped or looted. Why? There are 6 different rarities of key card. Buy station exit, bring your key card, or once you've looted from the corpse of a foe to any Rebirth Island buy station, and a special key card menu will be accessible based on the highest card you have in your possession. General examples of expected items from each key card menus are as follows. Okay, so basically, I don't understand the purpose of this. We're going to have to see this in-game. This just seems like something that not a lot of people are going to use, and it's just going to take away from you getting kills. It's just giving you... It's giving you like random stuff. I don't know. Okay, so we see here variable time of day. Again, this is something we've all been looking. I love this. As Season 3 progresses, the atmospheric conditions on Rebirth Island may begin to vary with an increasing chance of variable changes to the weather. So in the beginning, guys, it's just going to be normal Rebirth is what it seems like. And then as the season progresses, they're going to start to work stuff in and then increase the chances of you getting a different map. The visibility of your squad and enemy players is always of overriding importance, so it seems like they've really kind of taken that into account. It's not like the dynamic fog on Vandal where you literally can't see anybody. As this weather mainly serves as pleasing new ambiance to the background, your backdrop you're fighting in, Rebirth Island's weather is almost always sunny with clear skies. I mean, that doesn't look sunny with clear skies, if you ask me, but that looks Very nice. This one, I think, is just going to be something different. Occasionally, there may be matches where the sky is brooding and overcast. There it is. Okay. So it seems like we're going to get this variance, and then occasionally we'll get this one right here, which people are going to complain about, guys, but have fun. It's something different. Like guys, the COD community, we need to stop complaining about everything. The sun is setting or light sea fog begins to roll in. That's the light sea fog. Sometimes the change in weather lasts the entire match, and sometimes the weather may change partway through, just like Vonda, where the fog like either gets stronger or obviously dissipates a little bit. And the changes in conditions mean extra vigilance is recommended, as unique items may spawn across the map during these infrequent events. Unique items may spawn across the map during these infrequent events. So my guess is that like if you have this nighttime one, this foggy one, there might be some more guns that pop up with like thermal scopes on it, which I think is actually interesting. Smart displays, again, this is another one. Bolted on both exterior and interior walls across Rebirth Island are over a dozen smart display panels offering operators the latest in Connie propaganda, the general weather forecast, and more tactically where the largest heat zone is. The congregation of This is so freaking cool. I always tell you guys that if you want to drop more kills, you've got to push the hot areas. Okay, so we don't care about the weather forecast, although that should tell you what is to come in terms of the weather being variable and the fact that it's going to change. Where the largest heat zone is. Operators who've secured biometric scanner keycards may also be shown on the big screens, as well as the first demon operator hit 10, 15, or even 20 kills in a game, so you know who to take down or avoid. That's what I'm teaching you guys to do. I want you to be the guy that everybody avoids. Unsubstantiated rumors also indicate redacted comms from an unknown entity have occasionally breached the security systems. Okay, so that's just something. Squad assemble and squad play bonus. The squad that stays together slays together. During the infill of Resurgence and Battle Royale, expect to earn match rewards if you land near your more enthusiastic teammates who led the way. When active, you'll receive a message to land with your squad to earn bonuses. This is purely optional, though you may find staying closer during enemy encounters helps your overall team dynamic. Great. Yep, this is just exactly what we asked for. More stacking. But for those of you that play randoms, guys, that's actually going to be a good thing. But yeah, this is great. Okay, so we're just going to encourage everybody to play as a squad anymore. That's going to make everything a lot of fun. The preceding image shows the three main landing examples. This is for demonstration purposes only. The circle radius shown doesn't appear on your in-game tac map. When your first teammate lands, they create a small radius around them, roughly the size shown in the previous image. The rest of the team simply needs to land within that radius to land together as follows. Full squad, all four operators landing with at least one other. All three operators landing radii overlap with at least one other. Two half squad. Okay, so a lot of different rewards. In-match rewards. Did your team successfully land somewhat together? You'll know if you did, as you're awarded XP cash and even a special supply UAV revealing legendary and personal loot caches across the nearby vicinity. That's actually kind of cool. Just be able to get loadout quicker. But this might be a situation where you land together, get loadout super quick, like achieve it, get loadout, and then we can go ahead and split. Mark the landing destination. You know what they actually noticed? I guarantee you, hear me out on this one. I guarantee you that they noticed that when teams don't land together, the people are more likely to back out, especially with randoms. It happens to me all the time. You know, I kind of ping the spot, they don't land with me, and next thing I know, I'm playing solo trios or solo quads. So this, I think, is starting to encourage that landing together, at which point people are more inclined to you know, at least finish the game together because they got off to a good start. So very interesting right there. Returning feature, weapon trade station. We have obviously seen this. You can trade in a weapon for another weapon. Obviously, if you put in a common weapon, you get a 0-1 or attachment weapon back. No reason to really put in an ultra weapon or anything like that, but you can basically trade in your guns. Although this is a big thing for pistols. When you land in, you'll be able to put your pistol in, and that'll actually give you a real gun back. Unsubstantiated intel. It seems the island contains a great many secrets, perhaps some completely undiscoverable. All of this is off the books and some, so it looks like there's going to be some Easter egg in there. New feature, bunker entrances in season on Urzikstan. Okay, so now we're getting into ranked play right here. Ranked Resurgence continues with a new location to hone your talents, Rebirth Island. The rule set that was detailed in Season 2 blog continues into Season 3, dropping to Rebirth Island and battle rate of the top 250. It's going to be a lot tougher now because the SR rules are going to stay the same. There's no taps, so kills and assists are worth the same, and then squad mate kills, but you have to get the assist before the down. Of course, placement is probably going to be the same right here. Let's see the rewards. Season 3 ranked rewards for rank. That's all that stuff. Obviously, we have placement challenges. See a lot of different rewards right here. Same as usual, guys. We have gold, platinum, diamond, crimson, iridescent. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Is that it for Resurgence? No, 4 new weapon details. So we got to talk about that. And then we've got to talk about 4 new weapons. So we're going to be adding to our winning with every weapon series here. Wait a second. What is this? Battle Royale Plunder Mode. Buyback Battle Royale is coming. UAV towers, which we saw in Warzone 1. Remember, these were like little towers. Oh, they're on Vondel. You hit the UAV towers, and then it gives you the information. Events and the keep. Every week, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile will have an event, so that's still Warzone Mobile, and now we're into 4 new weapons. Okay, 4 new weapons right here. The FJX Horus submachine gun, an ultra-compact SMG with best-in-class close-quarter damage and mobility. MAC-10. This literally looks like the MAC-10. Like, literally. The Moore sniper rifle, which a lot of people have been waiting for. The single load railgun delivers a high damage payload with excellent velocity and penetration. An advanced form of sniper warfare, so we're kind of getting into that more advanced. People were predicting this based on the trailer. Gladiator melee, of course, and then we got the BAL 27 assault rifle. A bullet prototype weapon designed to increase fire rate over time while the trigger is squeezed. First 4 shots are slower to fire, but highly accurate. Okay, this could be really interesting. Of course, at the end of the day, guys, with any weapon, it's literally... No. I want no part of anything to do with this. I want no part of anything to do with this. It's going to all depend on how good the TTK actually is. Okay, so new aftermarket parts here. Jack Cutthroat for the MCW, MTZ, M4, and AMR9. This 3D printed stock provides an unrivaled combination of speed and stability while aiming down sights. Probably going to increase our strafe speed while increase our aim while strafing. Jack Ravenger kit for the BP50 turns the BP50 into close quarter combat legend. A 9mm caliber conversion with shortened receiver and high capacity magazine. BP50 mobility is already pretty good, so that could be a really fun gun to run. KV broadside right here converts this shotgun into a hard-hitting automatic battle rifle. Great. Cannot wait for that one to be running around Rebirth Island. Jack Shadow Titan kit, Brone MK9 converts the Brone MK9 into a compact and integrally suppressed light support weapon chambered in 300 blackouts. So that'll be interesting. M16 for MW2, so we're starting to mix in these MW2 weapons as well, which is nice. Converts the M16 into a fully automatic rifle with a heavy ported barrel built in to provide superior recoil control and fire aiming stability. On paper, looks great. Again, let's see what the actual damage is. Lockwood MK2. Oh my gosh. Why do they do this? I don't understand. Why are they giving us akimbo lever action Lockwood MK2s? I don't want it. I don't want to be killed by it. I don't want to use it. I mean, I want to use it for a YouTube video because it'll probably do well, but like, what are we doing? We'll see how it is. AMR9 converts the AMR9 into an extremely lethal and accurate 5-round burst carbine chambered in 5.56. If for those of you that don't know, the AMR9 long range is actually very interesting. It's not a bad option right now, so this could actually be really interesting to see how this plays out. Again, just going to depend on what the TTK actually is. We have the Moors, and we have the photonic charge barrel. This hyper advanced barrel is more than simply a barrel. Holding the trigger charges the rifle and releasing fires a single high power energy projectile. Oh, so you charge, let it go, and then it goes. Okay, let's see the black cell. What do we got? Vladimir Makarov. Okay, so we got that one. We obviously... look, it wouldn't be Warzone if Snoop Dogg wasn't in it. This is our 3rd straight year of Snoop Dogg, I think. I love the skins. I'm a huge fan of these, like, actual skins instead of these, like... That's actually... Please don't tell me we've got another, like, new skin. I hope that this blue is so shiny that you can actually see people, because that is going to be the corner camper's dream right there. Get a free gift. Tracer pack. We got Cheech and Chong coming in, baby. Some of these appearances are actually epic. Some of these, we got Godzilla and Kong and New Empire bundle, or the New Empire bundle. That looks fire. That looks sick right there. I will say the skins look absolutely incredible. We got the Emperor pack. Which one of these are you copying? These are all freaking epic. Other incoming bundle, we got the Sloth. We got the Stony Sloth, the Cotosaurus, the Big Brain Ultra, and then, of course, we've got the Horseman. These look freaking fire. These look absolutely insane. Season 3 events discovered the mysterious power of the Monster vs. Mightiest Titans. Earn XP to unlock exceptional rewards. This is just those things that you get by playing the game and stuff. Season 3 reloaded events mid-season. This is probably one of the longest blog posts we've ever had. And I didn't even cover Warzone. I just covered Resurgence. Expect additional events once Season 3 reloaded commences, including Call of Duty Endowment event. Of course, we always have that. Modern Warfare 3 free trial for those who don't have it for a limited time from April 4th to April 8th. Play multiplayer in Modern Warfare Zombies, guys. So if you don't have multiplayer, make sure you're taking advantage of that. And that's a wrap. Let's rock and roll. We are loaded in Season 3. It's going to be a great season. We'll see what the playlist looks like. I'm still curious to see how they handle Rebirth, Fortune's Keep, Ashika, and Vandal. So, guys, keep an eye out for more information. As always, if you are looking to get better at Warzone, make sure you are subscribed down below. My whole goal is just to help you become a better player, get more kills, die a little less, and pick up more wins. I hope you found today's video helpful. I hope you learned something, and as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.